Don't be afraid. Don't adjust your monitors. I have shaved my eyebrows off for a role I'm playing here in Cyprus. The things we do for this art form, right? So today's DCU updates are James Gunn has confirmed that we are getting a Clayface movie written. And well, we don't know if it's going to be directed by critically acclaimed writer-director Mike Flanagan. This is exciting news. This film will apparently be released on September the 11th, 2026. As I say, this is awesome. When something awesome comes out that James Gunn has announced, I'm going to say it's awesome. There's no agenda on this platform. This film will be released on the same year as Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, a Supergirl film, and a Clayface movie released in the same year. This is great kind of genre variety, if you like. So I like the differences between a Supergirl film and a Clayface movie. Now, us DC fans have been begging for a live-action rendition of Clayface for years. The only difference is we've been asking for him in a Batman movie. There were rumours that Clayface was going to be in Matt Reeves' The Batman 2. So there's that official announcement. Now back to these so-called rumours about a Superman trailer hitting early next week. Even Deadline, and I think even Variety are saying the trailer is coming next week. We can finally see this trailer. And will it be a teaser? Will it be kind of not much Superman? Will it be a very short 30-second trailer? I don't know. But apparently we're getting it next week. So they're your DC updates. But it's very, very interesting. In a year when a Batman 2 is supposed to be releasing, we've already got 2 DC movies. Apparently, there's a mysterious, unannounced project, also from the DCU, that's yet to be announced for 2026. So this is very interesting. For those of you asking, is Clayface going to be in the DCU? Yes, James Gunn, in his announcement, did say that this is a DCU project. So as I say, the Clayface movie is very exciting. Now, apparently it's a 40 million budget. I don't see how, but I'm very, very excited about it as a DC fan. Whether or not the normie general audience are going to be excited about this, but still, we're going to get characters we've never seen in live action before under James Gunn, and this, my friends, is a very, very good thing. What type of movie this Clayface movie will be, I don't know. They've also announced a date for 2028 for the animated movie starring Deathstroke and what's his name? Dick Grayson or whatever it is. I forgot what they're calling that. Well, that animated movie is also coming in 2028. Will I even be alive in 2028? I can't be thinking about things coming out in 2028. Now, we have to kind of ask about the logic behind these announcements. Why are these announcements coming? I mean, these are really positive announcements, but timing is everything with WB. You know, these announcements seem to be coming after it was revealed that Superman is one of the least anticipated movies of 2025. So I think that's part of the reason these announcements are happening now. But Clayface, in his own movie, is very exciting. Mike Flanagan is a critically acclaimed writer-director. So at the end of the day, as I say, these are, things like that are good, are good things, are exciting things. And we'll see what kind of movie this Clayface movie will be. But what the F is going on with the Batman 2? That's what I really wanted to talk about today. Because James Gunn has said that there hasn't even been a first draft from Matt Reeves of the Batman 2. That's insane. This movie is slated to release, I think, in October of 2026. The same year as Clayface. The same year as Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. This film has already been once or twice delayed. How can there not even be? Even with kind of the pace of, Matt Reeves' writing, it's It's insane. Surely this movie will have to be, delayed again. But Mick, it's over, it's just under 2 years until, the Batman 2 is slated to be released, but they still have to make the damn movie. So when people get upset, when us fans kind of suspect that the Batman 2 isn't actually happening, things like this don't help the situation. By the way, Matt Reeves is producing the Clayface movie. Has he made some kind of under the table deal with James Gunn? So the Batman 2 doesn't happen. I mean, look, the reality is, if we're speaking sense and sanity, you would expect the Batman 2 to happen. But James Gunn telling us that the man hasn't even delivered a first draft, because you don't make a movie on a first draft. Surely there's going to have to be a second draft and a third draft. Now, communication is key here, because James Gunn sometimes communication skills ain't great, and the way he says things can create misunderstanding. So I don't know where he said this, if he said it to a fan on Threads, because basically Threads is the James Gunn social media platform. We might as well just call it, Gunn, or Gunn's Threads, right? That's where he talks to fans. So that creates great doubt, because it takes even if he delivers the first draft now, then he's got to do a second draft. Will he do a third? I don't know how many drafts, right? I don't know. I've never made a high-profile Hollywood movie. I do write stories. I do have an amateur dramatic society. I do perform with them, but that's not the same thing as making a high-profile movie. But my father did work in the industry. He did drag us to Hollywood, California when I was 15 years old. So I know how these things work, kind of, right? But I don't know everything, to be clear. So I'm not one of those Nelly Knowles. I'm not a John Campion or a Grace Randolph. What I'm saying to you, if the guy hasn't even delivered a first draft of his Batman sequel, will we ever get this? Will we see this movie? It's insane, because you get some good news, right? You get some good news like, the Clayface movie, and then you hear like, Matt Reeves hasn't even delivered a first draft of the Batman 2. And that's a very, very strange situation, because I do want to see the Batman 2. I do want Matt Reeves to have the opportunity to make his movie. And when you think of the slow development of the Batman 2, you think about hearing nothing about Brave and the Bold. They haven't cast the Batman yet. Will we have a surprise cameo of the DCU Batman in James Gunn's Superman movie? He's denied this. He said Batman is not in Superman, but creatives lie. Russell T Davies was mocking journalists once, saying he lies to journalists about Doctor Who and denies things when they're actually happening. They do this. And let's be clear, if the DCU Batman does cameo in Superman, I don't want to know. I want it to be the bestest of surprises. So that could be a thing. They could already know who their Batman is going to be. Now, if I was a betting man at this stage, I would say there's a good chance of Chris Pratt being the DCU Batman. And for me, Chris has got all the gifts, as an actor, the way he looks, the way he performs, to be a great DCU Batman. I can't get used to not having eyebrows. I must admit, it must be freaking you out as well. I said to my nieces and nephews, you should be calling me Uncle Fester, not Uncle Mick anymore. I think I might get used to it, or will I grow them back? Let me know, right? Comment down below. Should I grow back my eyebrows or leave them the way I've, does this look bad? Let me know. Be constructive. Don't be mean. I'm a very weak, feeble old man, 52 now. Anyway, so I think it's insane. The development of this movie, The Batman 2, is taking so long. Yes, Matt Reeves is a notoriously slow writer, And I've said before, I'll wait 5 years for this movie. But when you've dated a movie to be released and then you're telling me that you haven't even, delivered a first draft of this movie, why have you announced? Why have they announced a date for this movie? Maybe they should never have announced a date for this movie. But whether you're not a James Gunn fan, or if you're a James Gunn fan, I'm an admirer of his, comic book stuff, as I keep on saying, so people understand when I'm constructively criticising him and some of the stuff he says and some of his decisions within the DCU, that people understand that. I still think it's insane that they've announced so many projects when, they haven't even released their Superman movie. I think that's insane, because what if that Superman movie doesn't perform at the box office? It's clear that everyone at Warner Brothers has great confidence in James Gunn's Superman movie, or he wouldn't be allowed to be announcing all these projects. Of course, these projects could be used to create hype for Superman. So far, we have a Superman movie being released next year. We have a Supergirl movie being released in 2026. We have a Clayface movie being released in 2026. And as I say, that animated movie, that the title, so unprofessional, aren't I, escapes me right now. And I think is that with Deathstroke? Is it with Deathstroke? I can't even remember now, right? I know Dick Grayson is Nightwing. I think it's Nightwing. And is it Deathstroke? I think it's Deathstroke. Anyway. And so that movie's coming in 2028. So and then you've got the Lanterns HBO show, and we should be getting a Booster Gold series as well. We're getting a Paradise Lost HBO series, which James Gunn says is in development right now, and that's coming together. So the DCU certainly has an identity, and that's important. Now, as I keep on saying, I would have waited to see how Superman performs. I would have been developing all the projects that James is doing, but I would be doing it under the hood, behind closed doors. I wouldn't be announcing them, right? I wouldn't announce anything until Superman was released, to see where we're going. If we have a platform here, if we have a successful franchise here. But he's put himself out there. He's announced these projects. So it's all very, very interesting. As I say, it's clear that they're very confident about Superman. So we will see, hopefully, this trailer next week. And my platform, Movies TV Mad, will be all over it. I will react to that trailer while it's playing in the background on my television as soon as it's available. We won't be doing that here on Instagram. We'll be doing it on YouTube, also here on YouTube, because this video will be going out on YouTube consecutively and here on Instagram, Movies TV Mad X as well. So please be ready for an honest, genuine reaction of my thoughts and feelings of that Superman trailer as soon as it hits. Yes, it's a very exciting, interesting time to be a DC fan.